Welcome back, everybody. In this video, I just wanted to give you an update and some announcements, and then also give a little information about our test, which is coming up. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing to do by way of announcements, today is the last day to add a winter course. And so if you are sitting on an add code for a class for winter, you want to make sure and get that used by the end of today in order to be able to be in the class. Okay, the other thing to mention is that we do have a test coming up on Friday. So test 1 is Friday. And that will be the 8th. And as we mentioned before, it's going to be available from 6 a.m. to midnight. Actually 11:59 p.m. really, but close enough. And then you don't get the whole 18 hours to work on it, fortunately. So you do need to get that done in a 90-minute window. So you have 90 minutes to take the test. So you could get up early and start the test right away at 6 a.m. and finish at 7:30. You could start it as late as 10:30 and finish it right before midnight or sometime in between in the day. One big difference between our test and the other assignments you've been doing is the assignments. You can stop and start those at your convenience as long as you get them done by the due date. The test is different in that you need to finish it once you've started it. So make sure that you can set aside an hour and a half of time where you'll be uninterrupted so that you can get that test taken. Again, you won't be able to start and stop the test like you do with a regular assignment. Okay, so make sure to have that set up for you. All right, and then additionally, as far as announcements goes, tomorrow, chapter 2 will become available. Okay, beginning at 6 a.m. Okay, so if you are basically caught up with the chapter 1 material, you can go ahead and get started on chapter 2. Of course, you want to finish chapter 1 first because the test for it is on Friday, and the assignments for chapter 1 are due midnight on Friday. But assuming you're ready to go, you can and should get started on chapter 2 tomorrow. So we're going to kind of continue this pattern of taking 2 days to complete a chapter, having a day in between, and then the test on the following day. So what we've seen so far is we had Tuesday and Wednesday for chapter 1. And then Thursday, we'll start working on chapter 2. And then Friday, we have the chapter 1 test. And then the chapter 1 assignments due. Okay. And so we'll continue that pattern of a couple of days for a chapter, and then the test for that chapter will be 2 class days later, where a class day is Monday through Friday, not counting holidays. Okay, so I think that is it as far as announcements go. I do have 2 more things. All right, I did want to mention also that if you would like help with this course, in addition to emailing or messaging me or coming to my office hours, the school also provides tutoring through the TASK, which is the Tutoring and Academic Skills Center. To find out how to do that, when you log into Canvas, there is an announcement and then a link that goes with that. You should see that flickering now in the video. It says, click here to watch a video on how to access Task Online Tutoring on Canvas. Okay, and the times for that are, I'll look up the times. Give me a second. I'll look up the times. It should be Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 or 12 to 2, but I'll double check those times. So feel free to watch this video on how to access the task and get tutoring for our math class as soon as you need it. Okay, and then what else? All right, so the task tutoring hours are Monday through Thursday, actually, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So a good idea to stop in there, at least virtually, right, and see about getting some help with your math. Once you've done that, I'm curious to know if you want to let me know what your experience is. You can post a discussion or message to the discussion board, or send me a message via email or the Canvas inbox, and let me know how your experience was. I'm always curious to get feedback on how the tutoring is going. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is back to Canvas. All right, so we've talked about the tutoring hours, which are Monday through Thursday, 11 to 2. And again, you can click here on the homepage for Canvas, look at this announcement, and you can watch this video on how to access the tutoring. Another way to access it is if you scroll down through your classes, and of course, obviously different than yours, you're going to find when this is Tutoring and Academic Skills Center. You can click on that and follow the directions. Okay, I did want to mention one other thing in our course. So I've clicked on that. Let's see how long that's going to take. There we go. If you look down the second column where all the blue links are, you'll see one here that says discussions. If you click on discussions, I've put 2 discussion boards here. They're optional. If you wish to post questions, either math questions or questions about the course or whatever, you can post them in here under questions. Anything else, if you want to communicate with me for some other purpose, or if you want to communicate with each other, you can post a message under the anything else discussion. So this provides a way for you to communicate both with me and with each other. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was show you a little bit more about what to expect when it comes time to take our test. All right, so moving on to look at My Open Math. Once you've logged in under the courses you're taking, mine says, of course, courses you're teaching, but on yours, it'll say courses you're taking, and then it should have just Math 65 Winter 2021 in it. Well, of course, when you click on that to enter the course, right now, you're not going to see it, but on Friday morning, you're going to see a link for the test. Exam 1 will show there on Friday. I did want to mention also, in case you weren't aware of it, if you go down to here where the date is, Wednesday, January 6, 2021, off to the right, it says Show All. If you click on that, it will expand and show you all the assignments. And then the Exam 1 will appear then. Right now, you won't see it. It'll appear on Friday morning at 6 a.m. Also, as a reminder, our Intro to My Open Math assignment is due on Thursday, so don't forget about that. Okay, so the second way, or another way to access the exam, is when you scroll to the bottom of Chapter 1. Let me close 1.1 there. When you scroll to the end of Chapter 1, you'll see this Chapter 1 exam appearing right after 1.8. And then you can click on it to start it when the time comes. Only, of course, then it's not going to say preview. Right now it says preview because it's not really time for the test. Okay, so then next, let me show you what it's like when you're actually in the test. All right, so of course, we're not ready to do our actual test right now, so I'm not going to show you what the real test looks like. So I'm showing you a test out of a trigonometry class, okay? So don't be scared. This is not going to be your actual test. I wanted to show you structurally what the test looks like. So when you open the test, it looks a lot like one of our regular assignments. Here's this question 1, and there's some text, a place to put the answer. Question 2, some directions, and then places to put the answer. So just as you have had so far, one big difference is that when you type in an answer, let me just make something go here. It doesn't matter what it is. When you type in an answer, it's not going to, now it says syntax error, it's not going to tell you right away whether the answer is correct or not. So let me just put 6. There we go. It's not going to tell you right away whether the answer is correct or not. So let me go on to the next question. Let me put in a 5. Go. All right, so it's not going to tell you anything about whether the test is correct until after you push submit and end. Here it's warning me that I haven't answered all the questions, which is true. Make sure that you have answered all the questions. Don't leave anything blank. There's no penalty for guessing. Make sure you follow the directions as far as each individual question goes, and then make sure again that you don't leave anything blank. So then let me submit the test, and then of course I did everything wrong, so I got a 0 on this one. So when you take your test, you're not going to know your score until the very end, just like on a regular test, and you're not going to know whether each question is right or wrong until the very end, which is a little bit different from our regular assignments, which you know whether it's right or wrong in between each question. Okay, so after the test, I'm going to be going over the test and reviewing them. Sometimes people make mistakes typing, enter a comma instead of a period, or sometimes a capital X instead of a little x, or little mistakes like that. And so I always go through and review the test for things like that. So you may see a slight increase in your test after you've taken it on Friday if you've made some small errors that I can fix and give you some credit for. Okay, all right, so that takes us to the end of our look at the exam. All right, so basically where you should be right now, you should be finishing up chapter 1 today, if not today, definitely tomorrow. And then tomorrow, which is Thursday, you want to spend some time, if you need it, reviewing for chapter 1, and then thinking about the test, which will be Friday, and also start working on chapter 2. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions in the meantime, and then have a good afternoon.